Okay, so let us chant the Mangalacharan Pranama mantras and then proceed with the class. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadrama Sudarshan Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaunitai Ki Jai. Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Agnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees. Today, we'll go through a series of shlokas. So, I want somebody to read the shlokas. I will share my screen. So, basically, we have to read about 10 shlokas. So let me share my screen. Okay. So this is the 16th sloka. Okay. Who would like to read the shloka and the translation?
May I read, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Bhagavad-gītā 2.16 Nasato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate satah ubhayorapi drishtontastvanayo's tattvadarshibhihi. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent, that is the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, that is the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so okay, one more shloka, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Bhagavad-gītā 2.17 Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avayasyasya na kaschit kartumarhati. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. That which pervades the entire body you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, one more shloka. We have about 10 shlokas. So
okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
You can continue. So
I was wanting to give a chance to. Okay, fine, Prabhuji.
Three. Yeah, this one. Next three, somebody else can do.
2.18 Bhagavad-gītā Antavanta ime deha nityasyokta sharirinaha anashino prameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. Translation: The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore fight, O descendant of Bharata. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Yeah, so next shloka, somebody would like to read? You can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Bhagavad-gītā 2.19 Ya enam veti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam ubhautau na vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. Translation: Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Neither he who thinks the living entity the slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge. For the self slays not, nor is slain.
Yes. Next one, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Please read this also.
Bhagavad-gītā 2.20. Just a second. Let's put this okay. 0.20. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचन नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे.
Translation.
Translation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain.
Would you like to read Mataji?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
21.
2.21. वेदाविनाशिनं नित्यं ययेनम् अजमव्ययं कथं न पुरुषः प्रार्थ कं घातयति हन्तिकम्. Translation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill?
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you. So, somebody else would like to read. So, there are 3 more shlokas.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. No.
Yes, Mataji.
Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihanti naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnanaya anyani samyati navani tehi. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Text 23. Nam chidanti shatrani nena sahati pavakaha na chainam kaledayanta yapo na shoshayati marutaha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon or burnt by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. Text 24.
24.
Yes, Prabhuji?
Yeah, 24. Continue. Till
Yes.
25, you can read, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu. Achhedayo yam adhayo yam kaledhayo shoshaya evacha nitya sarvata sthan achalo yam sanatanaha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can be neither burnt nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. Text 25. Avyakto yam achintayo yam avikaryo yam uchyate tasmadevam vidittavenam nan shochatitum arahati. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Preetamaji. Thank you so much, all the devotees, reading these shlokas. Okay, so yeah. So overall, these shlokas were selected because Krishna is telling Arjuna that the nature of the soul and what happens because he was refusing to fight, and what happens with the soul, with the soul and the body. So he's basically differentiating, and he's encouraging Arjuna to fight here. So this we have heard many times also. We have been reading these shlokas. So one thing we have to understand is this should not be mistaken to be the way of or the chance for us to kill anybody. Okay, that doesn't mean. So this is the instruction for Arjuna to fight because he was a Kshatriya and because he's a warrior. Just like Prabhupada mentions about how a military man is given he's granted the permission. He has the authority to kill the other opposite person in the war. But at the same time, when he's in a civil dress or he comes home and he kills somebody else, he's getting arrested. So there's a difference in the killing. So as a Kshatriya, he's supposed to fight, and the intention is not to kill, but to defeat the opponent person. So that is the whole idea, and Krishna is trying to explain the soul and the transmigration here. So one thing we have to understand is because we are always in this illusion and we always work for the body, especially. So that's how we get carried away. The mind is so strong that we get carried away always. So we always think that, oh, I'm related to this, I'm related to that. So I have to do so many things for my family, so many things I have to do for myself, my career, my aspirations, my life, so many things, and we get carried away in that illusion. So that's why Krishna is trying to differentiate here between the difference between the body and the soul, especially. So he is mentioning about the nature of the soul, where it is an eternal entity. It doesn't change. We see that the constant component or the factor here is change. The change is happening because things are not permanent. Now, does that mean that there's no change in spiritual world? So, for example, there's no movement of the soul, and just like Mayavadi speak, because they might misinterpret with these slokas. Because what Mayavadis, as in the Brahmavadis or Mayavadis, they say that once you leave the body, you become constant. So there's no change at all. So there's a misunderstanding. No, when you go to the spiritual world, there's a lot of activities, but thing is, you don't change your body, so you can do anything there. Okay, there's a difference. So when Srila Prabhupada was asked about, he was giving a lecture in one of the class, and so he was mentioning that based on these shlokas. So he said that the entire universe or the material world which is there, which is created, it's like an illusion. And you need to understand the concept of this. So he was mentioning about, what we are doing is an illusion. It's like a dream. So he was saying like this. So then one of the newly, neophyte devotee, he understood that, oh, I'm in illusion. Actually, my body is illusion. So everything is illusion. What I'm doing, everything is illusion. So if this world is illusion, my body also is illusion. So I can have to come out of this illusion. So he thought that if I just go through the wall, I should be able to go out because I'm not this body. So he went and he just banged his head. So then he came to Prabhupada that you said yesterday's lecture that actually this world is all illusion, like a dream. So just like, wake up from the dream. So in a dream, what is happening? There's a lion attacking you or a tiger attacking you. And when you wake up, there's nothing. So he thought that way. Then Srila Prabhupada says, no, you have misunderstood. So illusion means we think that we are the body, and for that we are doing everything. And everything is temporary here. That is, so now accepting this temporary things to be the permanent happiness, and for that we are seeking and running after, that is the illusion. So thinking that we are this body is the biggest illusion. So if you listen to Srila Prabhupada's most of the lectures, he will mainly insist or focus on these aspects. So he talks about bodily concept of life basically. We are also caught up and in this web, and it's we are not able to get out. But it doesn't mean that, oh, I have to come out of the body. That's not the solution. What it means is we have to change our consciousness, the way of life we are thinking. So that is what when Srila Prabhupada, if you listen to his, if you read his books, the smaller books, or if you read his purpose. Not only Bhagavad Gita, if you read Bhagavatam also, so many places, I think tons of times he's mentioning about this bodily concept of life, because everybody is caught up in that. And if you see, especially his last days also, so he's in so much pain. Maybe in YouTube you'll get his last days before he passes away. So he's not eating much, hardly some 150 ml of juice or milk he's taking, and he's not taking anything else. 150 ml is how much? Half a lota, we drink. So that much in a day he's able to take, little, 2-3 spoons. So for 2-3 months he showed like this. So because he said that I want to show people that I want to be an example that people think that depending on the material things, that's how body is sustained. No, what is important is the soul within the body. He displayed that, and also he during his last days, if you'll see that he is totally immersed in preaching. So he's giving Bhagavatam class on the bed itself, and devotees are surrounded. Somebody is recording, and they're playing in. Everybody is silently listening to the class. So that's how Srila Prabhupada, showed us the way of life. So why this is because in the prayers of Kulashekar Alvar, the king, he's saying that during the time of death, my kapha vata pitta, we have three dhatus, no? So kapha vata pitta extremely imbalances. So that means there's no balance at all. So my eyes, I will not be able to see anything. My mind is reeling, so my brain will not work. Right now, I'm able to think, see everything is happening. But during that time, my head reels. I'm not able to see anything. I'm not able to hear anything. Somebody shouting. When we have this experience, I'm about to fall unconscious, and the other person who is holding me is actually shouting, but I cannot hear anything. So we have gone through this, in life. So when these things are happening, there's an imbalance of kapha vata pitta. I cannot remember you. I cannot chant your names because I am not able to speak also. When we are falling unconscious, I remember when I was, a couple of times when I fell, I was not even able to shout or, tell the other person something is happening. So that's how uncontrolled it is. So Kulashekar Alvar is saying, at that situation, I'm not able to remember you or speak about anything. I cannot do anything. My senses will not work at all. So I'm right now healthy, happy, and everything is good. So please take me away. So in that situation, if you see, Srila Prabhupada, he, is there lying on the bed, and everything is, on the material perception, you have to see he's suffering a lot. But still, he's giving class, he's taking the importance of what this life is, how important is Krishna consciousness, and why we have to remember the Lord. So he's giving so much of Bhagavatam, purpose also is giving. So there's headache, there's this, the servants are massaging his head, and somebody is massaging his feet, and you would have seen those videos. You should see those videos. So his complete hand is only just bone and skin. So still he's speaking. He's instructing his secretary what has to do, how ISKCON has to be carried forward. He's giving instructions on management. He's giving instructions on Bhagavatam. He's guiding devotees. And in that also, somebody has fever and coming and talking to him. He's telling, how are you feeling? Are you okay? Please take some medicine. Please take this food. Okay, so that's how Srila Prabhupada is. So that's why we say Acharya means he is all merciful. So he can deliver anybody. So that's why we always chant and remember the.
दूध है ऊपर से हल्का
Sorry. So that's why we will always chant his glories. We have the founder acharyas every day Guru Puja, and we remember him every time. So this is the importance of why we have to listen to Srila Prabhupada, read his books. We have kept this everyday chanting and reading. This is very, very essential for each and every devotee. If somebody wants to build a foundation and go back to Godhead, this is the only chance. So that's why we are so grateful to Srila Prabhupada. So one more instance is like recently I was listening to Jayapataka Maharaj's lecture. So we had a discussion on this on this particular topic. So he mentions that how Srivas Thakur's son, when he passed away, so Srivas Thakur is there in the house and everybody is doing kirtan. And so Srivas Thakur's son passes away. And so he says, Srivas Thakur comes in and he says, why you are all crying? Because the women in the room are crying because he just passed away. He did not want to disturb Mahaprabhu's kirtan, Sankirtan. So in the hall, everybody is chanting and dancing. So then somehow Mahaprabhu heard and he asked what happened. So that time Srivas Thakur had to tell that his son passed away. So when he immediately came inside and just touched Srivas Thakur's son who was there on the lamp. So that soul came back, he woke up and spoke to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that I was thinking about you and leaving the body. You gave me the chance, to understand. So that episode, that particular episode reminds us that how important it is a soul when leaving the body remembers the Supreme Lord. Even Haridas Thakur also passes away on the lap of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says, "There is no other goal. This is the only my life that I have attained. This is my ultimate goal one can attain." So our prayers, our motive also should be that when we don't remember, we have to try to remember. That is the whole point here. These instructions, the concept of soul and body here, it has been taught to us by Krishna and Srila Prabhupada that we have to always keep this in our mind that I'm not this body and this is something temporary. We go through situations, I'll get engrossed and get tensed and I'm into anxiety. Or what will happen? I'll get into a situation that I'm so totally, the mind is chaotic. So you have to remember that time these instructions. That is the whole point, what I'm trying to say. So when we understand completely, we will not be able to, overcome by illusion anytime. So that's the reason we have to read and chant every time. Sometimes, people ask, you're doing work or you're riding a bike or you're doing something, you're not able to, chant. Japa is something different. We chant loudly and hear, that is different. But when we are doing something mentally, we have to keep constantly, remind. So there are two things which happens. Sometimes there are two voices we'll hear. So one mind is speaking and one you're doing. So in the background, you'll have experienced this. The mind is going on, chanting or hymning a song or something, some philosophy is running. So you would have had this experience. So when you are constantly running that, it's very good because you're at the subtle level, you're able to remember the Lord. That is very important. So these instructions are very, very important for us. We have to take this everyday dose of reading at least a couple of shlokas. Take all these pledges, or a commitment that every day I will read these books, especially Prabhupada books. There's so many books outside, and within ISKCON, people are enamored by pastimes. Oh, Radha and Krishna, they went here. So many pastimes are there, leelas are there. But first, try to understand the basics. So Srila Prabhupada clearly mentions that you start with Bhagavatam. Bhagavad-gītā, anyways, everybody is read and have read it. Don't jump to the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. First, go through all the cantos first. So only person has come to the 9th canto, has read everything thoroughly. Not just reading. Reading means like just reading the shloka and translation, just going on. No, somebody has to, understand that when I'm reading, I'll make points of that. I have to read that, I have to understand. So I have to think over that. So how this is possible? What is this concept? So then that's how the study is. Just like a student, how deeply he studies this particular subject matter. So similarly, we have to go through that. Then we can come to the level of understanding Radha and Krishna. So until once is not able to understand these basic concepts, people go on, lectures are very nice to listen. It's very nice. It's entertaining to the mind. But end of the day, we will make the mistake of committing mistakes. We'll commit offenses. Thinking so many unwanted about Radha and Krishna. So that's why even taking out Radha Rani's name also is very restricted. Like Srila Prabhupada once, there was devotees who were, had come to Vrindavan, they had gone back. So then they usually Prabhupada, if you see all the, the Kirtan, so he would only focus on Hare Krishna Kirtan only. So when these devotees came back, so they were, loudly chanting Radhe, Radhe, all that, because it's more of in Vrindavan. So Prabhupada immediately stopped at Kirtan and he said, no, you should not do this. If you are not a pure soul, you should not be able to do all these things. So he reprimanded and he said that we must always focus on Hare Krishna. So direct reference to Radharani or knowing about more about the Rasa Leela or pastimes, that is restricted because we are not in that stage, or I'm not able to justify myself. Am I able to go through that level of understanding? I'll commit a mistake, at the material level of the bodily concept. So these are the things, personal instructions for everybody, that we should never jump to all these. Either the internet is so much filled with all these things. You'll see YouTube videos nowadays. The short videos are coming. There's lectures are coming on. There's so many things coming on. So you should not get enamored or driven away by all these things. Try to understand these basic things as much as possible, as this one. That's why if you see, in Madhva Sampradaya, they would not introduce Radharani because Madhvacharya never introduced Radharani to anybody. It was much later, Madhavendra Puri, in the disciplic succession from Madhvacharya, he introduced, the Radha Krishna worship. But until then, if you see anybody in the Acharyas, they have never introduced because they focused more on the Tattva. Unless you are able to, those days, I'm talking about 1,000 years back, because the way people had understanding of spirituality was different. So now we have to be very careful in presenting all this in front of the public and ourselves also. That is very important. So we have to be very careful in our when I say association, what we are listening to, what kind of topics we are discussing, and what we are going to say to someone. So these are very, very important, or else we take it very casually. I think it's very, very offensive, and chances of developing Krishna bhava will diminish. So that's how. So if you don't have relishment, you are not getting attracted to chanting. You are not getting attracted to reading books. One is not able to improve their spiritual life. These are the indications. So there's no taste in chanting. You're not eager to wake up early in the morning and chant, finish your rounds. So these are the indications that you're lagging in your spirituality. So you have to create the sense that you have to advance in Krishna consciousness, be attached to the Acharya. So that is the whole concept. So if you don't develop, so that is how it is going to, then slowly you just fiddle away into something else, and slowly things will start taking casually. I've seen devotees that they do like day shifts, but still they would start their chanting only in the evening and or in the night, and they will sit till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock and finish the chanting. So that is not recommended. Of course, chanting, there's no rules, past rules and regulations. Like how Haridas Thakur or Janava Mataji or anybody I'm saying Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu's associates, they chanted constantly. We are not in that stage to chant and be in that mode. We cannot say that yes, they also chanted whole night. I'm not so guilty. Prabhupada strictly said that you wake up early in the morning, first finish your rounds. You do your services. You have your work. You have to take care of the family. So all these things are there. So once you're finished with your 16 rounds, then you do anything. Okay. So that's the reason the best thing is to finish before the sunrise or especially I was listening to this. So one of the devotees said that the senior devotee that you better finish within the Mangalarti. At a stretch, if you're able to finish 16 rounds, that's better. If not, the second best option is before the noon, afternoon. So we had this experience that you finish some 8 rounds or 10 rounds very quickly within the morning, and the rest of the rounds pending, you'll take it to very difficult time, and you're sitting at the night finishing. 2 more rounds is there, 3 rounds is there. I'm struggling with that. Why? Because I'm not able to cope up and finish it in the morning. Maybe my mind is reeling away in different things. And when we have seen that during the Mangalarti time when we chant, it's very, very nice. And we are able to finish focus within those Mangalarti time. But at the same time, when we are trying to do during the daytime or in the evening time, our mind is very slow, and the body lags. Takes a long time to finish. Either we are busy with the phone, we are getting disturbed with something, somebody is asking, so much disturbance. But at the same time, Mangala, there's a whole difference why I'm saying this. Because if you want to know these concepts of soul, body, everything, you will go through this experience. So that's the reason this whole point of having the chanting in the morning and reading in the morning is very, very important. After that, the whole day we are busy. So I urge devotees to keep up this pace, this practice, what you are making, that every day you wake up chanting, and at the same time you're listening to the classes and reading. This is very, very essential for us to advance in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so I'll end my class here because it's already time up. So we'll meet again. So continue this process of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees. Dandavas Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam to everybody assembled. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna,
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Thank you.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji, Dandavat
Prabhuji.
Pranam. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare Krishna,
Pranam. Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna to
Thank you,
all
Prabhuji.
devotees assembled here. Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji.